Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a fascinating and, pretty unconventional vision for AI. It's one that wants to get rid of user prompts. Completely. So, the guy behind this whole system, he kicks things off with a pretty bold critique of AIs like ChatGPT. And his point is simple. Its usefulness is totally tied to how good you are at writing prompts. You know the saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out. Ask a bad question, you're gonna get a bad answer. And that's what leads to his big idea. What if? What if we could build an AI that doesn't just sit there waiting for your questions? What if it could actually guide you step by step to a guaranteed successful result, even if you have no idea what to ask in the first place? So this really sets up two very different paths for the future of AI, right? On one hand is the goal just to make a better conversationalist, a smarter chatbot. Or could AI become something totally different? Something more like a fully autonomous guide for, say, your business. All right, so let's really dig into this first part. Why does this speaker think the whole prompt-based model we're all used to is, well, fundamentally broken? Especially when it comes to getting actual business results.
So here's the heart of his argument against things like LLMs. Yeah, they're incredibly powerful. They can spit out documents, code, all kinds of answers. But then what? The burden is still completely on you, the user, to figure out what to do with all that information. The analogy he uses is just perfect. He says an LLM is like the infotainment screen in your car. It's useful, sure. It gives you data, tells you the weather, but you still have to drive the car. You're the one who has to actually get to the destination.
Okay, so if the current AI model is just a co-pilot, maybe a fancy one that reads you the map, then what's the alternative? Well, let's explore the other side of this. This is a speaker's vision, and he compares it to something we're all familiar with, a fully autonomous self-driving car.
And right here, you can see just how different these two visions are. On the left, you've got your standard LLMs. They're built on these enormous data sets, and they work by you giving them prompts. Simple enough. But look at the right side. This is what he calls artificial business intelligence, or ABI. The foundation isn't just massive data, it's curated expert knowledge. There are no prompts needed. And the output? It's not just answers or content, it's actions and procedures. The whole analogy shifts. We go from a GPS just giving you directions to a car that actually, literally, drives itself.
And he uses another analogy that I think really drives the point home. He says to think of it like a chess engine, like Stockfish. A chess engine doesn't chat with you about strategy, no way. It analyzes the board, your exact situation right now, and it tells you the precise sequence of moves you need to make to checkmate your opponent. The goal here is to take that exact same logic and apply it to running a business.
So, let's put it all together. What is this ABI thing, really? It's an AI with a completely different mission. It's not a Swiss Army knife for getting information on any topic. Nope. It's a highly specialized system designed to do one thing and one thing only: analyze a business and then give it a direct, actionable, step-by-step path to becoming more successful.
Okay, so that's the big idea, the theory. But how does it actually work? Like, what does it look like? Well, the entire system is built around this concept a creator calls knowledge chips.
So the whole thing starts with these visual knowledge maps, or chips. And get this, he actually builds them using a super simple tool, Google Drawings. So for example, here's a chip that lays out the entire landscape of digital marketing. You've got everything: lead gen, content marketing, social media. It's all there in one view. So instead of typing a prompt like, how do I do email marketing? You just interact with the map. Let's say you decide, okay, I need to get better at email marketing. You just click on it. And that click takes you deeper to another, more detailed chip all about email marketing. And from there, you can drill down even further. Maybe you see an option for automation, and you think, yeah, I need to set up an automated sequence for my new subscribers. So you click on that. And this is the magic moment. This is where the whole system delivers on its promise. After you've drilled down, you don't get some generic blog post about what email automation is. No, you get a super specific, step-by-step procedure. It's like a recipe. It tells you exactly what to do, what tools to use, like MailerLite, for instance, and it even gives you a checklist to make sure you've done every single step correctly. So that journey we just took, right, from that big high-level map all the way down to a very specific granular recipe, that's not just a cool feature. That is the entire philosophy of this thing. It's all about one thing: turning knowledge into concrete action. And as the creator puts it, the idea is really simple, but it's powerful. You don't get ahead in business just by having the right answers. You succeed when you actually do something with those answers. It's all about implementation, about taking real strategic steps.
You might be wondering, okay, but where does all this expert knowledge come from? Well, the idea is to build an entire ecosystem around it. You'd have real experts in all these different fields, list building, social media ads, you name it, contribute their own proven step-by-step procedures. And in return for sharing their best stuff, they get promotion and exposure to all the system's users. It's a win-win that encourages people to share the strategies that actually work.
All right, now we get to what is, for me, the most audacious part of this whole vision. It's the business model. And man, it is built on one heck of a bold promise.
Okay, so it starts simply enough. The idea is to charge a subscription fee, maybe something like $20 a month. And for that, you get access to all of these step-by-step playbooks.
But that's not the crazy part. Here it is. The promise is that for your $20 fee, the system will guide you to making at least $200 a month in profit. That's a guaranteed 10 times return on your money every month.
And the logic behind this promise is, well, it's brutally simple. The system has to deliver. Because as the creator says, if you don't actually make the profit, you're just going to cancel your subscription, right? So the success of the entire business is literally tied to the success of its users. There's no hiding.
And if you zoom all the way out, the ultimate goal here is even bigger than just helping businesses. The speaker sees this AI as a potential tool for true liberation, a way for regular people to achieve financial freedom, to quit the 9-to-5, and to escape that daily grind. And so here we are at this really fascinating fork in the road for AI. Is the future a better, more human-like conversationalist? Or is it a silent, autonomous engine that just drives results? What we've looked at today is a really detailed vision for that second path. And it leaves us all with a huge question. Which of these approaches is ultimately going to create more value and define how we all work with AI in the future?